say is, to whom it may concern, the fact is, leave the delusion of one Nigeria. The delusion of one Nigeria is a joke. Just like I say, it's a delusion, right? So disabuse your mind from that delusion. In that regard, I'm not interested in whether when the governor stepped down from power, he should be charged by EFCC or whatever. Nothing is going to come out of it. But for the sake of people that wants to stay in peace, that wants to have a peaceful society, your governor must be your president. And that is to say, if you are to have a governor like Okpebolo, I am telling you, you should do anything possible to kick him out. All right? But having said that, what I want to say is, the fact is, at this point in time, if you're still thinking there's one Nigeria, you are a joker. Because it's in this same one Nigeria that by the words of the mouth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is convicted and charged for terrorism. And is sentenced to life, Abi. But we have a bunch of terrorists. Now, the last time I checked, one even on alive, almost 40 people. 40 people. And at the end of the day, we're looking at a situation to release them into the society. And what I'm trying to say is, these people that are released have the power, have the right to travel to any other state of their choice in the spirit of one Nigeria to reside and stay, and even their sympathizers. So in so doing, why am I calling on the state governors and individuals concerned to make their governors accountable? The fact is, I think at this point in time, there is need for any state to enforce a law that ensures that any individual traveling into his own state to reside from another state, he must have there must be a kind of a system, possibly a certification or an ID card that proves where he's coming from, that he's accounted for. That is to say, the chief of whether Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Ibibi or whatever actually assigned to that card that he is a citizen and he should be accounted for by him. And secondly, the fact is, it must be attested to by his landlord that this is where he stays and he knows his character or whatever, and anything that happens. Why am I saying this? Because at the end of the day, these people in the bush actually require sympathizers, and they equally require people to pass them information. And these people giving them information are people that are going to reside in the society or the community. And in so doing, that is to say, conclusively, we can actually say that the era of Hausa quarters, Fulani quarters, Ibibio quarters in a state where you reside is gone. It's gone sincerely. Because the fact is, you can never have that. The fact is, when they are moving to a state, they must integrate into the society. That is to say, they must pay rent, they must whatever, they must... Are we even talking about this? This is what the world operates at the moment. You can't travel to developed countries and say that you are unaccounted for, you don't have an address that is linked to you or whatever. The fact is, this is supposed to be the responsibility of the federal government when we have a central collection data. But there's no central collection data. And the state governors have the resources to do this if they are not eating the money. Do you get it? So make them to do that. This is just like I keep telling people, my plan good, but my method harsh. I'm a northerner. If you do that to me, I am telling you, in anywhere I go, I will not pick offense. But the fact is, this is the reality. This is how it presents itself, and this is how it must dealt with. It must be dealt with. And the second thing I want to talk about here is the fact that, sincerely, I'm looking at a situation where governors now will start having a new ministry of drones. Why am I saying ministry of drones? In case of surprise attack, maybe they are coming from bush, we don't know them, when they sleep. Even if it means designating half of the resources of the state to have this ministry of drones, I'm telling you, to oversee all other activity in anywhere, I am telling you, let it be. Do you get it? Let it be, so that it won't be a surprise attack. And in the regards of people staying in the bush at this point in time, Nigeria don't pass that level, except you know one peace. If you want peace, there's nothing like people staying in the bush. That is their culture, is their right. Talking about the Fulanis, nothing like that. The fact is, maybe possibly any state in its kind gesture If you feel like accommodating the Fulanis, give them a designated land that you know that this place belongs to Fulanis and this is where they are resident. That is to say, any suspicious movement outside this place, because farmers know they farm for night. Now in the day in the farm, finish them, report them as unusual movement. And this is what will curtail all these things. But if you're still thinking that we are hoping for 2027, and there's going to be a president that will address this. They go finish you. They go finish you. Just like Majid said, they will move small. Because take it or leave it. What do you mean by dialogue? Suluhu. God. So, I hope people are listening actually. My plan good, my method harsh. But when they say, when right here they say na them be fourth arm of government, I'm telling you, northern bandits, northern terrorists are the fourth arm of government. Now talk and do people. Shena Gumi, they talk this thing like play. You don't see governor don't join, commissioner don't even join. They make that statement. They even defend them. Say in the global world that such is obtainable and is done. But I want to challenge all these people. Show me one place in the world where this kind of thing is done. That in the same country, people have decided to carry arm in the midst of whatever it is that has happened. And they say they have been treated badly or whatever. And they now captured people, they unalive people. And in the same country, that they are now calling for a kind of releasing these people that have caused this havoc. Not a country against a country, same country. And we call this one Nigeria. That is why Chinua Achebe said there was a country. And indeed, there was a country. So if you like, keep sleeping and keep fighting in regards who is the next president. Whether na Bola Tinubu or no be Bola Tinubu. And allow F9, people like F9 and the rest of it to become your governor. And we'll all be hoping for the president, the Messiah that will solve this. Before that will happen, everybody go don't finish in the hands of these people. I'm telling you, this is an agenda. There is an ideological concept here. There's an ideological concept that is geared towards annihilating people that are not. Kai.
You see, my fellow Nigerians, the day we will all realize to finally reach an agreement within and among ourselves that the ordinary Nigerian are the haunted and the victims, and that those at the top don't care about you, and rather they see you as a target and perhaps willing to sacrifice you to whichever power that I don't know. The earlier we know this and unite to fight against it, the better for us all. Now, we all heard the incidents that happened in Ekpoma when the students and maybe some of the city's indigenes stormed the public place to protest against incessant and endless kidnapping. They came out and we all knew what happened. We all saw the incident, how there were some senseless shooting by some untrained and animalistic men in uniform. I don't know if they are soldiers or they are actually Boko Haram in a military uniform. So we all heard what happened, and at the end of the day, we learned that the police in Ekpoma went into raiding and 52 persons were arrested in connection to the protest. First and foremost, I am not aware that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has prescribed peaceful protest. Yes, some persons want to say the protest wasn't peaceful. I am not sure it wasn't peaceful until somebody was shot. And the funniest of all, I've seen people from authority, at least I have seen the video of the governor of Edo State visited the palace of the Onoje of Ekpoma because there were some damages done there as a result of the protest, because the protest later went violent when somebody was being shot, which was expected. I saw the governor said a whole lot of things, but never made mention of the victim of that incessant shooting by the untrained military personnel. He didn't say anything about it. Now, 52 persons were arrested and hurriedly taken to court. That same 52, as you can see on the news, has been remanded in prison custody. I don't get it. Why were they protesting? The kidnapping in Eastern land in general is so alarming that at the time I just felt the state have no governor, the state have no government, as much as Nigeria as a nation has no president and no government. Now, because it affected the Onoji of Ekpoma, I've seen the governor go to Ekpoma and be speaking English. His Excellency Senator Monday Obewolu, did this kidnapping started today? No, did the kidnapping in Esan land started today? Now, because the Onoje have been touched in any way or the other, you've gone there arresting people and making threats that they are hoodlums. People protesting for their own safety. After the protest and all that happened, the kidnapping case still happened in Ekpoma. The CCTV footage is out there for everybody to see. Which kind of a country have we found ourselves? In this same country, Katsina state government has released 70 suspected bandits to their original gas on the ground that they had peace agreement. How can the same nation where you are releasing bandits on whatever condition and you are arresting and remanding 52 innocent protesters to prison? Nigeria, we are in a deep shit, in a deep mess. And as you see, my dear people of Edo Central, my Esan people, during the governorship electionary campaign, for those of you that threatened me, because I was threatened, I was insulted, I was bullied for not supporting an Esan candidate. I never supported an Esan candidate because I told the people, so the person I found most credible among them was not an Esan man, and I don't do tribalism. If my brother is not most qualified, I will support that your brother that is more qualified than my brother. That is Odalo. I hit my hand on the chest. I don't do sentiment. I guess you people are going to find out that there was 3 major candidates running in the election. Akpata of the PDP, yes, Akpata of the Labour Party, Obewolu of APC, and Aswe Odalo of the PDP. I supported Akpata on the basis of the fact that when the 3 of them stand to speak, and from what I have known about them, Akpata stood more credible. But my Esan people attacked me. Some people threatened me not to ever venture into Esan land. I said, fine. But look at the same Esan land now. Under an Esan governor has become a no-go area. And meanwhile, when other people are beginning to run away from Ekpoma, why would you not run away from a place where terrorism is now the order of the day? But what hurts me is that the reason why the terrorism is being, the reason why the protest even happened is not being addressed. Rather, the governor said there has been plan on ground that was to be executed before this protest happened, which he referred to as ugly incident, and that in the few days to come that there will be result and that all terrorists will leave Esan land. Today's date is on the 12th of January 2026, I mean to say. And Mr. Governor, I'm quoting this date again. In 12th of January 2026, you said in few days that terrorism, kidnapping will be a thing of the past in Esan land as a whole. I'm taking you to that because I just want to keep this date, and I want all of us to keep this date. Because if after now, maybe a month from now, 2 months from now, we are still hearing of kidnapping in Esan land, I will do a different video. Whatever you want to do to me, be ready, be planning it now, because I'm going to open my mouth as wide as never before. What kind of rubbish is this? Some part of the country, you are setting terrorists free because of the tribe or ethnic group they belong to, and in Edo here, you are arresting, taking people to court and remanding them for protesting against kidnapping. See, something is wrong with the people leading us. Something is terribly wrong with them and the people supporting them. And you see our Royal Highness, the Honor of Rome, you see the reason why I no longer look at this, our traditional institution, as somewhere to just give a meaningful attention. They don't have a say of their own. They go with the government. Just like our religious leaders. They go with the government. And wherever the government go, they go. They don't have a say of their own. Because they are subject and they eat from the government. Look at it. 52 arrested protesters have been remanded in custody. 70 terrorists have been set free in Katsina State. In the same country. And you think you will not share tribe. You will not share religion. You will not share party affiliation to fight for survival in your country. It's up to you.
To banditry. The DSS is supposed to pencil down such a governor for prosecution after office once they lose their immunity. It's a crime. We must not condone this anymore. Because the result has been that it has emboldened these bandits to restock their armament, their cache of armament, embolden them, and they are spread across the country. As I give them amnesty in Katsina, in Sokoto, and other places in the northwest, they are moving south towards north central states like Kogi, Kwara, and they are moving southwards towards the Atlantic, and wreaking the same havoc they have been wreaking across the.
Well, as it stands at the moment, it seems like Gumi was just the first mouthpiece to speak. But as it looks, the concept of dialogue, amnesty for bandits, and we're not even talking about bandits at this point in time, we're talking about terrorists based on the last designation, Abi. So the fact is, what I just want to say is...
They freed 70 bandits. Not 10, not 20, 70 bandits. You people know who bandits are and the damage they have been causing in Nigeria. And now government freed them. And according to them, they freed them as part of the peace deals / negotiation between bandits and government towards having a safe society in Katsina State. According to Guardian, while we released 70 suspected bandits from custody, part of peace deal. So in Nigeria, government is having peace deal with criminals. A government that wants to stop criminality is having peace deals with bandits, because bandits are criminal. Their job is to cause mayhem, break families, buy people and all that. Again, security operatives arrest 4 bandits with 65 cows in Kaduna. In Kaduna State, security operatives, they arrested 4 bandits who steal people cow. So bandits, they steal. We've also seen scenarios where bandits buy people, enter village, buy people. It happened in Kwara State. It happened in Mina. Sometimes they will come and abduct people, abduct school girls, pick up school. You know the storyline already. That has been trending. And I discovered something I want to bring out. October, November, insecurity in Nigeria started gaining weight. Listen very well. Started becoming popular. What was happening in those states, happening in Kwara State, happening in Niger State, happening in Borno State. So it was just rampant. I'm coming back to something, and I will bring it up again. Now, again, so now these bandits now, so let our government go free them. People still cow. Again, in Katsina State and Kano State, bandits impose 50,000 naira farming tax. Farmers where they farm for purpose of feeding themselves, feeding their family, and of course, bringing down to me and you when they farm. Bandits, they impose tax on them. That you should pay 50,000 naira before they can come to harvest their products. Now, these are the bandits that Nigerian government, state government, Katsina, will free. They operate in Kano, they operate in Katsina, they operate in Kaduna State, some part of those states. Now, remember, precisely on the 24th of November, I posted a video, that's the screenshot here, that's the date, where, November 2025, where I said, this news made me shed tears. Musa Nuru Aljan, a local hunter who helps security agencies tackle bandits in Nigeria, northern Nigeria, faces 45 years jail time. So being a patriotic citizen and being a whistleblower is not an offense. I posted it on the 24th. You can go and check it on my big page. That's the name there. Where I explained how this guy that has been catching bandits, even the commissioner of police of that state, talker, they help them catch bandits. I don't know what they talk, saying do. Now they faced 45 years jail time. And that was the day I won Harrison Gwamnishu. Because I posted this picture. I said, Harrison Gwamnishu, be very careful. They will come for you. Because banditry na business, kidnapping na business, war na business, insecurity na business. They go and they collect money from federal government. When federal government not give them again, they will collect from World Bank, from IMF, and from others to tackle insecurity. That was why Donald Trump said they will stop giving Nigeria money. Because the money they're giving to Nigeria to tackle insecurity, Nigerians can't account for it. They can't be collecting money. Because in the tenor of Barack Obama, Joe Biden, they were giving Nigeria money to tackle insecurity. When Donald Trump now came in, Donald Trump said, I'm not seeing the result of this. And Donald Trump stopped it. And I want Harrison Gwamnishu. I tell him, I say, guy, I posted it. I even tagged him that day. I tell him, be very careful. Watch this video. I don't know whether he did. Less than 1 week after I gave that warning, a husband and wife, they said they were kidnapped in Aviele, Awuchi, those states. Kidnap and they ask for 50 million. I'm coming to, you get what I want to talk for there. Another thing don't come out to. Kidnapper, request for 50 million. Family raised 20 million. They now call that to come and implant what he normally implants in money. That he has always.
Welcome back to the channel. So Katsina state government is going to court to beg for the release of 70 bandits as part of a so-called peace deal. Meanwhile, somebody like Nnamdi Kanu is still in prison, and he was even sentenced to life imprisonment for what exactly? And that's a lot of things, and that's the lot of things that Nigerians are asking. Because these are not innocent people. These are armed criminals that kidnapped, killed, raped, burnt villages, and even turned people's lives into hell. Yet the government is now saying that let them go, let's make peace. What peace are you people making exactly? So after destroying families and terrorizing communities, all it takes is a handshake and a promise to behave. That's not peace. That's just like you rewarding crime. And what makes this even more insulting is how these people treated Nnamdi Kanu. Because this is a man that didn't carry guns. He didn't kidnap anybody. He didn't kill anybody. He was only speaking out, protesting, and also calling out injustice in the country. Yet he's being dragged through courts, locked up, and even treated with life imprisonment. And now the real people that are killing, unliving people are being freed quietly in the name of peace. So how does this even make any sense? This just shows a dangerous double standard that is in Nigeria. If you pick up a gun and terrorize villages, the government will negotiate with you just because you're a northerner. I just feel like this whole thing is happening to Nnamdi Kanu because he's not from the north. Because if you speak with a microphone and ask for freedom or justice, they'll try to crush you because of where you're coming from. And this whole thing sends a very bad message to young people. It tells them that violence pays more than peaceful activism. It tells criminals that the government is afraid of them but brave enough to bully unarmed voices. What about the victims of these bandits? The families that whose loved ones were being unalived. The women that were abused, the children that were made orphans at early age. Has anyone ever asked these questions? Because if the government truly wants peace, I feel like justice is something that should be served first. These people are supposed to face trial and let the law decide their fate. That's the same thing they did to Nnamdi Kanu. Because mass releasing of 70 bandits just to calm things down is like putting a plaster on a deep wound. What are you even calming down? Does it mean they are scared of these bandits? Are they scared of them? Nigeria cannot continue like this because when we say one Nigeria, but we are all seeing double standard. Is this making any sense? Please make it make sense. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And please, if today is the first time joining my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.